So let me just grab, oh, it says I can't minimize while I'm recording. Okay, all right. I'm going to hang on just a minute. I'm going to grab the actual images and we'll just do it that way today. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to sit with your back straight but not stiff, feet flat on the floor, hands relaxed in your lap and your eyes closed, and just take a nice deep breath in and out. And center yourself in your heart space. Just let all of your inner energy come to collect around the center of your chest, around that heart chakra area. Just feel all that inner energy come there. And then take another deep breath in and out. I'm going to ask you to sit and silently tell your body to relax. And then as you open your eyes, I'm going to, hi, Michelle. It's so nice to see you here. I finally figured out how to mute the phone so that I could actually see people that are interacting here. So tech challenge here on this end with the Facebook Live. So as you open your eyes, I'm going to ask you just to look at these images that I'm going to show one after the other. So take a look at that image. Ask your heart to guide you. See which image pulls you in or seems to indicate to you today is the image for you. So there's the first one. Here's the next one. Here's the third one. And here's the final image. So I'm just going to run through those four more briefly again to see which one you feel is calling you. Here's the first one. I think I might have rotated that one. Here's the second one. Third one. And fourth one. Okay. So the message that goes with this image for today, like I said, I think I rotated that originally. I'm not sure now. Okay, this is actually the winter image. So the winter message for today, it's winter energy, right? Doesn't have to be winter where we're living. Don't be afraid to change your mind. The power to choose drives the direction of our lives. We also have the ability to change our minds when we sense that a new choice will serve us better. What we believe today doesn't have to be limited by what you have believed in the past. Don't be afraid to make a new choice. I don't know how many of you have done this kind of work before or shared messages that you've received. Sometimes when we're doing something like this, the messages that come through seem so poignant for us that we kind of feel like, gosh, what's going on here? I have to say that one really I can relate to. When we're looking at our life, and we all go through phases, and we all go through different experiences that can cause us to look at the choices that we've made and continue to choose, whether that's a relationship, a profession, a particular job within our profession, our home life, even an outfit, right? Sometimes we buy something as an outfit or as jewelry, or we have a haircut or style or color or anything in our world. And then later, it just doesn't seem to be what feels right for us now. And if you're at all like me, sometimes making those choices to, I don't know if give up is the right word, but to walk away, that's probably a better phrase, to walk away from something that you've chosen in the past. And one of the things that's coming to my mind today that I hadn't thought of when I first started talking about this A few years back, I realized that one of the reasons why I sometimes hesitate to make a new choice is because there was this weird way of thinking that if I make a new choice, then the previous choice must have been wrong. I must have been wrong in that previous choice if I'm choosing something new. And I'm here to tell you that that's just not true. What was right for us at 15 is not right for us at the age we are now, right? What was right for us for lunch yesterday may not be what's right for us for lunch today. And so I would encourage you, as I had to walk through that piece in my life, to understand that a new choice is just that. And we make choices in the moment for what's right for us now. The world we're living in now is very different from the world we were living in even 5 years ago. And so some of our choices have been driven by external environment. But let's give up that feeling that we can't make a new choice, that we have to stick with the choice that we've made for whatever reason. We think we have to stick with that. Okay. So moving on now to the second image. This is the spring image. This is the signature image for the book and the card deck of the future. And the spring message today, spring energy message is stop comparing yourself to others. We cannot be the unique individuals we were created to be if we are always looking to the lives of others for agreement. I'm being told to read that again, so let me read that again. We cannot be the unique individuals we were created to be if we are always looking to the lives of others for agreement. Constantly comparing ourselves to those around us is a form of self-rejection. Look at yourself with honesty, love, and appreciation. Be who you are with apology to no one and bloom with abandon. Gosh, I don't even know if there's any more to say about that today. I was just in the backyard with my feline family member, Emrys, and things are just starting to bloom. And a lot of us here in North Texas have been messaging with each other and commenting on how our irises just aren't blooming as soon as they have in the past. Who knows why? But I can promise you that when that first bud that has finally come out on one of my iris stems does bloom, it will bloom with abandon. It will not compare itself to the Sylvia in the butterfly garden, to the Guardia, to the Turk's cap, to the daffodils that are already spent, to the Gerber daisies in the back of the yard. It will bloom with abandon and it will open into that magnificent shape that irises take. And it will give me all the color that it has, and it won't be concerned about anything around it. And that's really what we need to do, because when we look at what's going on in other people's lives, or we look at the choices they're making, we look at how they're living their lives, what they're choosing for themselves, and we start making ourselves wrong because we're choosing something different, we suppress the truth of who we are. We suppress our uniqueness, and we actually not only cheat ourselves of having an abundant, wonderful, joyful life, but we cheat those people that we interact with by not bringing our fully bloomed essence into the picture, because every flower in the garden is meant to bring what they have to bring. So let's not cheat ourselves and other people by thinking that we have to be just like everyone else around us. Okay, third image. Speaking of blooms and flowers, this is actually the summer image. That's the one that called to you. The summer message today, summer energy message, is belong to yourself. Once we know with certainty that we belong to ourselves, we'll feel safe and confident to show up as our truest selves. We leave behind the need to be something we're not in order to feel like we fit in. Find the courage to connect to your deepest truths and get ready to embrace the knowing that you belong to yourself. This is a concept that came to me, this message, this reality, this concept, this knowing, on a very, very deep level. And there's actually a recording on my YouTube channel, empoweredjoy.tube, about this and my experience with it and what happened to me. And rather than say a lot more about that today, I'm going to let those of you that want to see that go and look at that. The recordings are all free on my YouTube channel. It's a concept that not everybody will be ready for. I wasn't ready until I was ready, but I can tell you it completely changed my life. And I hope that if you go and listen to that, it will be helpful for you as well. And so here's our last image. This was actually the first image that I found for this project. And this is the fall energy image. And the fall energy message is, don't compromise who you are. Suppressing our gifts or desires in order to fit into a constructed image of what our lives should look like steals the life force from our souls. Connect to your intuition. Allow it to guide you in finding a path to confident, authentic self-expression. Don't compromise who you are for who you think you should be. You know, it's no accident. It feels like that these four came together because it feels like we're kind of on a theme, even though I realize the entire body of work has a theme to it. These really are coming together for us today, aren't they? So again, just following our intuition, knowing who we are, being comfortable with who we are, and don't should on yourself. Don't think you're supposed to be something other than you are. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't do things to improve ourselves, right? Like, you know, our health is not what it should be, or our weight is high, or cholesterol is high. And so we need to take a look at how we're eating. We're not exercising. We need to be healthy in our body. So we do that, or we're not getting enough sleep, or we're not giving ourselves enough time, downtime, so that we can be clear and make the choices that work for us. So that doesn't mean that we don't look at our lives and make changes based on what we feel like would be better for us. Certainly, if we're making choices that are harmful to other people, that needs to be changed, doesn't it? But so much of the time, the way that we talk to ourselves about what I should do this and I should be that, and should. And one of the best things I ever heard in an old in-teacher service from a very powerful speaker was to stop shoulding on yourself. So I'm just going to leave that there at that. I just want to review as we came through the topics today. Don't be afraid to change your mind. Stop comparing yourself to others, which could be with the choices they're making. Belong to yourself. Don't pretzel yourself to make sure that you feel like you fit in. Belong to yourself. And then you won't have a concern about being something different so that you feel like you belong. And don't compromise who you are for who you think you should be. So I hope that this was interesting, helpful, enjoyable today. I'll be back next week on Wednesday. And tonight is the night that for those of you that are interested, I'm going to actually stop the recording for this because